Hey there everyone, and welcome to another Near Monsters video, looking at some more PvP. This is 2 matches against TNC God Zeus. I missed the beginning in this first match, so you can't see it's against him, but it's pretty obvious it's going to be against him when we do the rematch. All you missed at the beginning was the one-on-one. As you can see, the Nultron stayed awake. So I showed this team in the last video, just briefly. One of the battles in there. You're going to see it a little bit more in action in this video. So ideally I want to grab a kill with either Atlan Tyrant or Stratostrike, so that then Gangrilla has second gun. I don't want the kill on Gangrilla, and the double Poison Eater from Atlan Tyrant, if you don't know, it's not the most powerful thing. There's no way that would have killed Tricranium, so I needed to bring its health down a bit, first of all. And annoyingly, next in line, he has Centurion, which is like, it's the worst thing to face when you're using one-on-one, because when he comes in, he's going to wake up the team. So I have to skip past these monsters and then use the double Poison Eater at this point. And I put Polar Boss down to hold ground, intending to kill that off. Now the Bulby Boom, I'm not entirely sure if I could have got the explosion going off. I realised kind of a bit too late. There may have been a way I could have lined that up, I'm not sure. And the other thing as well about Centurion, of course, is that it has Night Watch. So at this point, I strangely decide to save my Stratostrike rather than killing the Polar Boss. The reason is, I don't really want to be on the back foot at this point, and if I kill the Polar Boss, his Padronorca comes in, and then he's got, Padronorca, he's got the Centurion, which can do the Night Watch, he's got Delegazar, which is, a problem too, so I didn't really want to go too aggressive. I wanted to stay a bit more defensive, and Stratostrike's good for taking down Padronorca and whatever other Storm stuff he has, which Storm is fairly common in PvP, at least in January when this was from. So anyway, I took down the Centurion, because that was probably the most problematic thing for me at the time. Then I kill off the Delegazar, and then I'll be able to kill Padronorca, but I will have to Blood Crave to do that, unfortunately. So I look and try and work out what's going on, how close am I to my stun, because I see that he's got Chroma next in line, and as well as my stuff that's weak to Chrono Killer, I've got quite a bit of it next in line, so I wanted to see exactly what was there. And the main strategy with this team, which I've said before in the last video, is that once I get into this mid-game, which I'm just about approaching the mid-game, I want to leave the enemy team weak to stun. If I can do that, I'm pretty much going to win. That's the idea. So at this point, I'm looking at it and thinking, okay, we've got Chroma, we've got Polar Boss. I've been leaving that shiny Bitter Beast alive because while it's protecting him from stun, it's not doing anything else. So it's just going to sit on the field and make the battle a 4v3. And I can then remove it at some point. So I need to get rid of this Valzerain. But then after that, if there's no kind of stun protection next in line, then I can just kill Bitter Beast, and I should be safe. Like, I should be ready to go to start winning. But anyway, at this point, I have to just give him control. Unfortunately, there's no other way around it. He was going to get kind of turns with his monsters anyway. I can't remember exactly how things lined up, but I was like, I can't delay bringing this shocking entrance for too long. I've got to just do it now and take the stun. So he's able to kill my Stratostrike before it gets a turn, obviously. So, yeah, I'm out of play completely for a while here. The Bitter Beast, don't know what he's going to do with that, to be honest. Probably just random Kinslayer. Oh no, he just skips. So he's got Stun Pulse with both his Polar Boss and Hannery. So as my monsters are about to come into play, he can just stun them out of play. So Ryzen is out now. He's going to try and kill the Cynthia. But yeah, the thing is he going to kill the Cynthia or the Vixierid? He decides to go for the Vixierid first here with the Chrono Killer, which does make sense. But I would have been tempted, if I was on his side, probably to stun the Vixierid out of play, so you don't have to take the sleep. Doesn't matter a huge deal because the sleep hits his Chroma, but if the sleep had hit Polar Boss, that might have been a slightly different story. Anyway, he stuns my Cynthia out of play, and now he needs to get rid of the Malwing because that will blow back his Bitter Beast. So that's definitely going down next. He's trying to make the most of the damage though, by taking out with the Time Crush double, and instead using the Crescendo Strike on Gangrilla. So my stun, my first bit of stun hits the Bitter Beast, which is unfortunate on my side, but we still got a bit of time. And then I realise, things are lining up perfectly here, because he doesn't actually have any turn for a while. other than this Polar Boss, and the Polar Boss can't take down both Krillin and Nova Drake, so this is the time to kill Bitter Beast. I hit it down to hold ground. He can't do much here, he can't kill the Nova Drake, so he decides to just go for the Krillin. I never know whether to call it Killin or Quillin, but anyway, he takes that out. I now kill his Bitter Beast. He's completely open to stun. He's got Freeze Cobra next in line, as lots of people do use Freeze Cobra just behind Nova Drake, but it's not on the field, so we're safe to stun. He can't kill anything here other than Flare Vern, so after a bit of deliberation, you know, handing over control, always an awkward time. He's thinking, is there anything I should do here, or should I just kill Flare Vern? He goes ahead, he kills Flare Vern. So now I've got the Stun Blitz, and the Stun Wave, and a Stun Retribution. I go slightly quick. I don't really think about this properly, and I Stun Retribution the Hannery. Then I realise at this point, it would have been really nice to actually Time Strike Hannery. What I should have Stun Pulsed is Nova Drake, because that's a monster I can't get a kill from, and I need my kills on Nova Drake right now. Well, I need a second kill anyway. So it would have been nice to get that on the Hannery, but instead I have to get it on the Polar Boss. So I just waste this Icebreaker, trying to keep things lined up so I can deal with this newly entering monsters. So I grab that second kill, and I could kill the Freeze Cobra with the Time's Up, but I realise, actually this Freeze Cobra can't really do anything. It can poison gas, but like, that's not really going to do much, because I can Purify straight afterwards. So rather than Time's Up, doing Time's Up, I try and keep more control, and I do Overwatch. So he isn't really able to do anything here. I guess he could Poison Burst the Moji, but he decides to do Poison Gas, and I just go straight ahead and Purify it. And then I can kill off this Freeze Cobra, and then hope that he doesn't have any stun in these last monsters. I've got a Moku next in line, that's never nice. The second gun doesn't quite kill Scorpiogeist. There's a chance on that, but yeah, it's pretty rare. But no, there's nothing there, so I can just slowly clean up here. Well, quite quickly clean up. With my last monsters. So great match, really close, could have definitely gone either way. Let's see what happens in a rematch. So this time we will catch the very beginning. It's going to go slightly differently with the one-on-one, so I'm jumping ahead of myself. So he actually gets the turn with Polar Boss first, but you know, nothing really done there. So this time Polar Boss is the one that stays awake. This is probably better for me, because I can kill it off here, and there's actually a great second target here. So Atlan Tyrant unfortunately can't hit just a single monster, so it has to wake up something else. But Bitter Beast, that's not really a problem. I'm perfectly happy waking up Bitter Beast. Strategy Strike can't do much. This Tricranium's going to be a problem again, trying to deal with that. I don't have an easy way to kill it. And it's also going to get a turn before much else. So I'm going for Icebreaker here by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm just passing a bit of time because I want to keep Gangrilla in play rather than too far out with the second gun. The second gun wouldn't do that much damage anyway. So he's now going to kill off my Bulby Boom, and what he's choosing between here is either Atlan Tyrant or Gangrilla. Gangrilla is a little bit more scary, so plus also it doesn't mean that he brings in two monsters, and you generally want to bring in fewer monsters if you can to keep a bit more control. That's just typically how it works. So yeah, at this point I can double Blood Crave. I'm thinking, okay, the other monster that I want to get rid of is an Ultron, mainly because it's Stun Converter, and I may be able to keep that Delegazar on the field. We'll have to see how it pans out. So now I can use Night Watch to finish off my Gangrilla. Yeah, not great. I do love Gangrilla. It's so good when it's on the battlefield. So here I've kind of got to kill Padronorca because I can't kill it with my Padronorca. And then I'd love to be able to finish off, so I kill one of those two Chrono Monsters on the left, but I can't get 2 hits in. So what I do is I hit Valzerain, because this forces him to kill Padronorca. Otherwise he could do Night Watch and like hit my Stratostrike and Penguinator down to hold ground. But by doing it that way, it means that if he wants to save his Valzerain and get a turn with his Valzerain, he has to kill my Padronorca. So yeah, that's what I went for. And this is quite smart what he does here. He does dual Poison Touch on those two monsters. So because there's no point putting anything down to hold ground really, he put them both poisoned, so that when his Chroma enters, he can kill either one of those two Chrono monsters. And I make full use of the excessive force there, taking out those two shielded monsters. So his stuns come in. Now he has a bit of time, a bit of control, but he can't actually deal with my Stratostrike, which is pretty nice. Things lining up reasonably well here, except I have got to worry about his stun at the back, because I don't want to lose the battle the way I beat him last time. So I hesitate, but in the end, well, he skipped first, so I skipped back there. I just paused for a bit. I'm trying to work out whether or not it's worth doing Kinslayer on Hanari and bringing his Nova Drake. I decide to go for it. I think I can repulse with Cynthia on his Nova Drake, so I can't actually kill it, but I can repulse it. And that's going to work out quite nicely, because then he's got 2 stun absorbers on the battlefield. So last time I removed all his stun protection, this time I can leave him with 2 stun absorbers, and I think from here this is a pretty solid position. I don't think there's much he can do about it, because Delgazar's asleep, he's got 2 stun absorbers, I've got stun next in line, and I'm got all these monsters that are going to do good stuff, that are in control. Yeah, I basically won this one. It was a close match, closer in the first one. Yeah, great battles. Thanks TNC God Zeus if you watched this video. Thanks for the battles. They were good fun. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in a video soon.